Tough one for the Lakers as they drop back-to-back games, guys, at home after starting the season 7-0 at Crypto.com Arena. Not pointing to just one thing, one possession, rather the third quarter is where we're going to start with this one. Big game, just atrocious, a nightmare for the Lakers. After leading at the half by 6, not only did they give up 37 in the third alone, but offensively, it was their second lowest scoring quarter of the season. You look at the numbers right here, just 15 points there in the third quarter. They shot 5 of 20 from the field, just 25%. They had the looks, just couldn't get them to fall. The turnover battle, it was atrocious for the game as a whole. 6 of their 15, which 15 turnovers for 31 points for Denver for the whole game, but 6 of them coming in the third. They were outscored 70-39 in the second half. Big game. Just a disappointing second half for the Lakers.
Yeah. The question is, what happened to our team? I mean, what team was this that showed up? Because, I mean, they have been playing better, but Denver is an elite team with an elite system, and you have to be on your, you have to be on your toes against these guys, have your antennas up. And it seems like they had a pretty good first half, and I just cannot tell you what happened in that third quarter. 37 points to only 15. They seem to get offensive rebounds, extra points, executions, easy buckets. And then the Lakers just went back to like 2 years ago. Their offense seemed to disappear. The motion, they got stagnant. The shot clock running down. And I don't know, it just seemed that they got hit in the jaw and just could never recover. I mean, Denver is a good team. They're not going to beat themselves. And I just don't think the Lakers met that effort or that competition, that competing in the third quarter, just like they just laid down. And it was weird for a team who had been playing, pretty good, and then to just roll over like they did in the third. I don't know how else to explain it.
For me, it just looked like one team with confidence, one team without confidence. And Denver, from all the years of beating the Lakers, and the Lakers we get ready to lose. And also, you would think that Denver would have came in tired after playing back-to-back, and the Lakers have been more motivated to defending their home court after the loss to Orlando. But it was just a really weird quarter, and the Denver Nuggets got everything they needed, and this is without no Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray went out with an eye injury, and Jokic ran the show, and he made everyone around him better. And it's like when you watch the Lakers and you see the guards start playing well, it's almost like AD says, okay, you play well. No, AD, we still need you to dominate. And I only seen one time where AD went to the hole to try to force the issue and didn't get a call, and he didn't do it again. It's like he was afraid to go to the hole. And we need AD to be more aggressive. I know he still took, 16 shots tonight? You need to average 20 shots a game. And I think that was one of the things is that kind of slowed the momentum of the Lakers, because how AD goes is how the Lakers goes.
I actually was going to go to Denver next, but I want to touch on that point because it was kind of an uncharacteristic night, if you will, for Anthony Davis. He took 19 shots, but just 6 of 19. And for a guy that we have from day one, and he has shown up, and he's been there, and he's been a guy that has put this team on his shoulders. He's the second leading scorer in the NBA, and you see it night in and night out. But this is a battle we have talked about over the last several seasons coming in between Nikola Jokic and Anthony Davis. And big game, it's one that we have seen AD kind of meet the moment. But tonight, just 14 points, 10 boards, 6 of 19. He had a few steals, just got to the free throw line, 3 attempts.
Yeah, the thing is that you have to do it every night. You have to do it every quarter. And that's one thing that Jokic understands, and that's why he's so good. He does it every night. And he might have some subpar nights, but he still does what he's supposed to do every night, every quarter. Tonight, I don't know whether AD still suffering from the missed free throws or what, but tonight was probably his worst performance that I've seen him play this year. It just didn't seem to have any fight, any aggressiveness. He went through the hole a couple times. I don't think he was as strong as I've seen him go. And he settled for a lot of jumpers tonight. Yeah. And it didn't seem like he met Jokic's force. You got to meet force with force. And so I'm not sure what it was. Denver played last night. I would have been ready to go if I knew they played last night. I would have been very aggressive, but I just don't know what happened to the intensity as a whole. But it does run through AD, and when he's not aggressiveness. I mean, 14 points that's not who AD is.
Obviously, we had talked about what we saw from him in the post game the other night. We talked about could that be a motivating factor. He obviously had the shots, 19 of them, but there were a couple times, just according to the eye test, and it's not an excuse, but where he missed a couple bunnies and he hung his head.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
That's unusual for AD. But I this is the one thing that upsets me with AD, and I love AD and I love him to death. I can tell when he's not aggressive. Tonight, he went to the finesse game. You go back, I guarantee you look at 7 of his shots, everything was going away from the baskets. And when he goes to the free throw line, he's going towards the basket. And for some reason, in his mind, Jokic is he think Jokic is going to block a shot, maybe, I don't know. But he had a couple of shots where he got fouled, but he's going away from the baskets, and the refs are not going to give you that because Jokic is known for being a person who causes a lot of contact. And you got to know your personnel. And for me, 80, go towards the basket. That's who you are. That's how you've been averaging 31 points a game.
Go towards his body.
You're getting 10 free throws a game to add to those 20 other points. So I don't know what coach is over on that sideline. When you see this, that's the first thing I used to tell Shaq. Go towards the basket. Tell Tim Duncan, go towards the basket. They're not giving you the call. You got to go towards. You got to make them see the contact. And that's one of the things when you look down that bench, JJ already got too many damn guards as coaches on his team. He needs a big man that knows bigs on his coaching staff. When they see that, they say, yo, AD, go towards the basket so you can get to the free throw line.
And I agree with you. You've always been in his corner. You talked about it, top of the MVP conversation, and further tonight explaining how valuable he is when he has nights like this and how tough it is for the Lakers, but also for that guy right there, Nikola Jokic, and just how great he has been. We talked about the numbers that Denver has had the Lakers number now 14-3 over the last 3 seasons, including the postseason as well as the regular season. After winning 5 straight, they had lost 3 of their last 4 coming into tonight, big game, 2 of them without Nikola Jokic. 2 of those losses were without Nikola Jokic, but 3-time MVP. He finds ways to lead this squad. I think the turnovers, just another sign of a championship team that finds ways to make you pay. 15 turnovers for 31 Denver points.
That's a lot of turnovers, and that's a lot of points given up. And, the thing about Jokic is like, Jokic can sniff out if you're ready to play or not. He's a guy that knows if you're ready to compete. And I think he kind of knew that he wasn't getting the same intensity, and he took advantage of it. He's physical. And he's an MVP. He's a champion, and he's consistent. With the numbers are better than ever this year. So, if you don't meet force with force, if he can tell that you're not ready to play, he's going to eat you alive. And that's what he did tonight. He was just exceptional. If you play hard and play physical, he's still going to get his. But if you're not ready to meet him where he wants to play, he'll destroy you. And that's without Pope is gone, Aaron Gordon not playing.
Not out, yep.
Murray went out for a little bit, and they still had other guys. It's the system. And when they're running it well, if you're not meeting that force with force, they just kind of had their way with the Lakers.
Yeah, all 5 starters for Denver in double figures. But to your point, Jamal Murray just 14 on 5 of 12 shooting. But you still got a guy named Michael Porter Jr. He had 24 behind Jokic's 34, 13, and 8. I want to ask you a quick question. I don't know if the 31 points off of the 15 turnovers is a season high, but it seems up there. Was it something that Denver defensively was doing, or just something LA got away from offensively? We talked about how great they've been in the pregame show.
And the weird part of it is nothing that Denver did. It was just a lot of bad passes. You think about the pass they just showed with AD throwing it out of bounds. You think about what LeBron had, 8 turnovers tonight. And all his passes were trying to skip cross court, and they weren't high enough. And it's just everything you saw that they did. Look right there, it wasn't high enough. That pass Jokic did, same pass, but he threw it out of bounds to the other guy. It's so many of these turnovers that are like, okay, that you have when you play in a back-to-back game, not the other way around when you play a team. They just went, it was no focus. It's almost like I want to say this again, like they punch drunk from Orlando. They still punch drunk and they got the cloud and they just didn't play well in that quarter. And they had to find a way to start, going, like playing down here. If you look at the Denver Nuggets, they outscored us in the paint and they went down here. They attacked the basket. That's a sign of a veteran team, a championship quality team, knowing we offer back-to-back. Our legs aren't going to be fresh for the jumpers. Even though they made a lot of jumpers, that's what Michael Porter Jr. does, but go downhill, get into the paint, try to get easy buckets. That way we get ourselves going.
As mentioned, to answer your question, LeBron had 6 of the 15 turnovers. You know that's something that will drive him crazy.
He's going to go crazy off that one.
The 15 turnovers for LA. Denver themselves, 18 turnovers, but just for 18 points. It was a season low for LA, 102 points on the season.